In my family, every girl was forced to cut out her own tongue at 16 to prove devotion. When I refused and exposed the truth, my grandma threatened to mutilate my 12-year-old cousin instead, but she still walked free after claiming religious persecution in court. You know those family secrets, the kind that lurk in the shadows? Well, my family had one, and it wasn't just a secret, it was a sentence. A brutal, ancient tradition that demanded a piece of you, literally, to prove your loyalty, and I stumbled upon it 2 weeks before my own 16th birthday, uncovering a betrayal so deep it made my stomach churn, a horrific twist that set me on a path to either freedom or utter destruction. I was just trying to find my phone, you know? Typical teenage stuff. My grandmother, Vizara, had confiscated it, naturally. So, 2 weeks before I turned 16, I snuck into her study, the one that was always locked. I was expecting to find my phone, maybe a lecture, definitely not this. What I found instead, it still gives me nightmares. Her collection, 47 mason jars, perfectly lined up on dusty shelves. And in each one, a human tongue, floating, suspended in this gross, yellowed formaldehyde. I remember staring, my breath catching in my throat, just numb. Then I saw the labels, names and dates stretching back 200 years. My mother's name, clear as day, stared back at me from a jar dated 18 years ago. That's when it hit me, like a punch to the gut. That's why every single woman in our family wrote instead of speaking. Everyone, except Grandmother Vizara. Grandmother. Oh, she ran our family like it was some multi-million-dollar corporation. Every marriage, every bank account, every major decision, it all went through her. Her voice was the only one that mattered. Everyone else just wrote their responses. The outside world, they saw her as a saint. A pillar of the community, founding women's charities, sitting on the church board. They never, ever questioned why the Kavari women were so quiet. Why Vizara was the only one who ever spoke for us all. It was so messed up. The next morning, she summoned me to the basement. I remember feeling this icy dread. The preparation chamber, she called it. It looked less like a room and more like an abandoned surgical horror show. Leather straps on a cold metal table. Medical instruments glinting on sterile cloth. It was all laid out, waiting. She showed me the pliers first. They were ancient, dark, stained from generations of use, inscribed with prayers. Prayers. Can you believe that? For this, you'll heat them in the full story video added in below.